Hey guys, Mighty Gazelle here, back with more reading the My Hero Academia manga. We're on chapter 299. We're just one away from 300. I bet you 300 is going to be nuts. I feel like Horikoshi's got something planned for that. Last we left off, a very harrowing scene at the hospital. It ended with Deku in a full body cast, just in a coma, with All Might by his side, and not to mention we have Todoroki, who has his burned throat, and Endeavor in a coma, Aizawa waking up in the hospital, Bakugo waking up, just craziness. Like, the stuff I've been waiting to see this post-war, all the repercussions, it's finally starting to come into play here. I have no idea where this chapter is going to take us. I'm expecting more hospital stuff. Maybe I'd like to see like an update on the world in general, society, but it could be anything. So let's just dive on in. All right, first we get a picture of All Might and Endeavor, the world of heroes that existed on my television screen. Growing up, I always thought of them as more than fictional characters. Kaigo. What were you doing downtown? Did you think you wouldn't get caught, you damn brat? What were you doing, huh? Did you sell me out? Who did you sell me out to? Did you seriously think I wouldn't find out? Looks like we're in the, like, outside the city in the outskirts. This looks like kind of a beat down house. Someone's yelling at this lady. Chapter 299. Troubled upbringings. Okay. Sounds like we're getting a flashback of someone here. It's Hawks. Okay. We're getting a Hawks flashback. That's interesting. We get a very young Hawks. My wings were tingling. It felt like there was an incident in the town, but it was nothing, so I came back. No one saw me. Stop lying. Don't mingle with humans. Don't you dare leave the house. So I assume... Is this the dad? Mingle with humans? Why would you say it like that? Honey, says the mom. I assume this is the mom. The television isn't turning on. What? Who cares? Find me, my next gig already. Honey, please don't leave again. Oh no, is Hawks gonna have just a really shitty upbringing? Like, is that what this chapter's all about? Okay, I was told that my father had been a hitman for hire. My mother helped my father avoid being captured, and I was born shortly after. Out of my way. Oh no, it's going to be an abusive upbringing. This is already turning out to be shitty. Out of my way, and the dad kicks Hawks as he's walking through the hallway. Don't turn your back to me. How many times have I told you? Sorry, says Hawks. By the way, I'm just calling him Hawks. It's just much easier for me to remember than his real name, which I know his like real name, but like I'm talking, yeah. Anyway, relying on Tomi's quirk was a mistake. If only Tomi didn't deliver this mutt. If only this bastard was never born. Oh, God. Okay. I would be a free man. Honey, don't leave, says the wife. The relationship between my mother and father was so strained that I suppressed my feelings and endured it all. As he's hugging an Endeavor plush. That's really cute and sad at the same time. Wow. He got caught, says the mom. Huh? Says Hawks. What do I do, Kaigo? He got caught, attempting to steal a car and fleeing. By Endeavor, no less. Wow. The hero that he idolized caught his dad. That's kind of crazy. At that moment, what was once fiction, as he squeezes the plush, or not even squeeze, it looks like he drops it, turned into reality. Heroes really did exist. And he didn't drop it. He's imagining his little toy Endeavor getting up and walking forward. That's a cool visual. We need to run, says the mom. She became panicked, Hawks thinks to himself, frightened of the punishment for hiding my father. That day, my mother took my hand and led me from our house. My mother, however, didn't have the skills to keep herself afloat. as we get like a picture of a cage tipped over and opened. Let's go to the police. I tried to do the right thing. I don't care how you do it. Just get some money, she says. She's looking like Elle from Death Note here. The finger in the mouth and that hair and just the look on her face. You're his son, aren't you? Why did I even have you? Oh, this show is the list of growing bad childhoods is. What are your wings even good for? As he hugs his little Endeavor plush. Your family won't want for anything going forward. We'll see to that, little guy. Okay, so this must be the agency people who found him and they're gonna recruit him. Family, is there anyone else you see besides us here? This is the mom? Right. Then in exchange for our full support, you'll need to cut ties to your life as Takumi and live new lives. They're talking about the last name. Hawks. Okay, so we're kind of in the present now. Hawks is bandaged up and he's got some sort of breathing mask on. And he's driving a car with Best Jeanist. Okay. Thank goodness. I wasn't sure whether you had passed out or kicked the bucket there. We've almost arrived. Dude, holy shit, look at Best Jeanist' car. It looks like the Batmobile. That's pretty cool. Tap, tap. Hawks is on his phone. I'm sorry. Slept like a log on you. It happens, says Best Jeanist. If it hadn't been for Central's medical advancements, you'd likely still be at death's door now. TL note. Hawks is using his phone to communicate in this scene. Wow. Oh, shit. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Hawks can't talk. He's talking through the phone. Oh, wow. Best Jeanist says, and I wouldn't have undergone their surgical procedure to put me in a death-like state inspired by those Nomu. And I wouldn't have undergone their surgical procedure. So, that's how they faked the body. It was actually his body, but their science basically put him in a death-like state. Okay. Thanks to them, my body is now like some ruined, damaged denim. Okay, so that explains that. Hawks is still typing on his phone. Out the speakers come. Sorry again. I'm the kind of guy that commits to the act. Can't trick them if only half of my heart is in it. The guy who was able to create those Nomu was in hiding, so... Luckily, the surgery was a success, and I delivered your dormant body to Dabi. He wanted to check that there really was a dead body. Since it was as real as it could be, Dabi full-heartedly believed in your death, and I passed with flying colors. I had suggested storing you with other bodies in case they felt the need to use yours. That way, you would have been preserved in a facility where air could reach you. But really, you'd secretly be brought back to life at the right time. That's brilliant. Okay, that explains that whole backstory stuff. Hold tight, says Best Jeanist. As the car swerves, it skids. I assume they found something. Well, huh? What the? He typed what but that was just because he was panic typing. I've spotted some trouble, says Best Jeanist. Oh boy, villains are running amok. I think we've seen these guys before. These look like the guys who robbed that register before Overhaul messed him up, but maybe these are just someone else. It's time for revolution. From now on, these shops are under Binge Boy's authority. As this big guy and this two other guys behind him are just causing mayhem in the streets. Fiber on! Says Best Jeanist as he... I really hope that's not his catchphrase. Fiber on. I really hope that... Oh, that's so corny. The villains are like, huh? And then, farewell, Binge Boy, and the car slams into them and out of the... Oh, is the car made of denim itself? That would be kind of genius, because there seems to be some cables like coming out of the car grabbing the villains. If it's made of fiber, that's brilliant. Takes care of the villains. Thanks, you saved my life, says the guy who was being caught by the villains. You'll have to excuse the disheveled manner in which I made this arrest. My body's seen better days, says Best Jeanist. Where are the police? Or the local heroes? They won't come, says the guy. The police are too busy dealing with the recent mass jailbreaks. And as soon as the heroes got all that criticism, They all closed up their agencies and ran with their tails between their legs. What? That's interesting. Because the police are dealing with the jailbreaks, and the hero agencies that got criticism closed their agencies and ran away. Wow. Heroes and the like don't exist. It says, looks like one of the villains. And is that one of the villains? I can't tell, because they have the same logo as the guy. Anyway, then my sidekicks will take care of the area. Here too, huh? Says Best Jeanist. And just a bunch of, wow. Interesting. We get a really interesting shot here. The civilians are looking at Best Jeanist. And it's like a 50-50 split of half the people just looked really unhappy and displeased. And half of them are cheering him on. That's a great shot by Horikoshi. That's good. Best Jeanist says, "Is this it?" Hawks types, "Inside that house. Before I fully recover and show my face to everyone, there's something I need to be sure of." Mom. Oh shit! Dude, she's living in like a mansion. They hooked her up big time. Did she run away overnight? Says Best Jeanist. There's a note that Hawks picks up. Okay, I'm going to read this. "Dear Kaigo, I'm sorry. Some scary men came to the house and threatened me, demanding I tell them about our family, so I told them everything about you and about your father. I'm truly sorry. I don't want to be a burden on your shoulders anymore, so I'm leaving. Take care. You make me proud." Did Dabi use people for this? How did it even get this far? Okay, so now we know. That's a little bit weird, though. Like, okay, so clearly Dabi went to the mom to learn about who he was. But if you don't even know who he was, how did you know who the mom was? That's weird to me. Anyway, this is a long chapter. We're still going here. Takame Kaigo-kun, say goodbye to this name for the from today onward. So this is him flashing back to the agency, I guess. I guess it really was my mother that leaked it then. He sighs. That's rough, buddy, says Best Jeanist. Like I always say, it's like skinny jeans. No, says Hawks. He's about to make a stupid skinny jeans analogy. God damn you, Best Jeanist. You're so corny, but I love it. Hawk says, when the name Takami had been taken from me, the relationship between my mother and I had finally disappeared. I had always thought I was fine with that. What I thought of as being saved was just me turning my back on everything. A guy who helps people. That's the only thing that's returned. Actually, it's refreshing. It's not the sort of situation to be saying. It's not the sort of situation to be saying this, but the commission is currently at a standstill and total dysfunction. There's no one to give me orders anymore. No chains left to shackle me down. Okay. We're cutting back to a young Hawks holding his mom's hand. Looks like through the grocery store. Keep this secret from him. Got it? Says the mom. He thinks to himself, I was being noisy and begging to go outside. And in order to keep me quiet, this good enough? All Might's too expensive. You too. Be strong like this guy, okay? Okay. That's really adorable. And funny at the same time. So, to keep him quiet, she said, All Might's too expensive. In the back, you see All Might. He's like the premier one. Then you have Endeavor in the bargain bin, because probably no one wanted Endeavor. She gives it to him and says, be strong like this guy, okay? That's actually kind of cute. I ain't gonna lie. But that, Gina's son, he says it with his actual voice. He's probably barely able to speak this. When we're driven into corners, we find liberation. And that's when a person's true nature rears its head. That's why Bubigawara was such a great guy. Had a heart, he was desperate to be a help to others. I also want to be like that. And I think that's the end of the chapter. I'm going to reload the page because it looks like... Oh, no. Okay, there's still... Oh, okay. We still got a little bit more here. It didn't load all of it for some reason. What are your wings even good for? He's remembering what the mom said. Whoa. And it's showing Hawks as a kid, like, saving a bunch of people from a giant car wreck. Oh, and then he's hugging the little... That's my thumbnail picture. For sure. He's hugging the little Endeavor plush. That is cute. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Even if what Dabi says about the Todoroki household is true, I'm sure it's not the same now. So, what are you going to do, says Genist. I have to settle this, even if it kills me. And the first step is at my beginning. Endeavor-san is in trouble. Okay. I have a lot of thoughts about this. So, first and foremost, at the end here, Endeavor-san is in trouble. So, Hawks is definitely going to be in Endeavor's corner in the upcoming stuff about the backlash of his family and all that. That's great. I just want to say, this is a very interesting next chapter for them to follow with what 298 was. We have Deku in a coma, and Horikoshi decides to show us Hawk's backstory. I both don't like and love this. I don't like this because I feel like, come on, we gotta, like, there's so much unresolved stuff at the hospital and just and society. But then again, we touched on some of the societal stuff in this chapter, like I talked about as we read. But okay, I might get some backlash from this, but I'm just gonna say my honest opinion. I'm not the biggest Hawks fan. I don't hate him. I think the role that he served in the war and all that stuff, even him killing twice, I don't hate him for that. I find his character perfectly solid. Like, I don't love him, I don't hate him. And as at the beginning here, I'm reading this, I'm like, oh great, we're getting a Hawks backstory. I don't really want this. But you know, as we're reading, this actually added a lot of depth to him and revealed kind of how he became into the services of the Hero Agency and stuff. Yeah, another really shitty upbringing, which sucks. Just really sad. But it also explains his fondness for Endeavor, which I thought is the cutest thing ever. The way that kind of, like the symbolisms they showed where he's holding him and then the toy falls out of his hands and starts marching forward. That was great. And this is setting up Hawks just kind of like how Dabi, I went from not liking Dabi at all to thinking he's okay. I think he went from like a 4 in my mind, and when Dabi's dance happened, it showed his backstory, bumped him up to like a 7. I'm still not completely sold on Dabi yet. I think he's out of gas in terms of what he can offer to the story, outside of maybe what we find out, like what saved him and shit. I'm not like I hope Horikoshi proves me wrong. I'm sure he will. He always does. But Hawks, you know, this stuff, it adds a lot of character to him, makes him feel a little less cold. And it was so interesting what he said about true liberation and just... It's such an interesting turn to take after 298, but yet here we are. I wonder if he'll ever be the same, though, because he got burned pretty bad. I wonder what the status of his wings are. Who can say? When it shows his back, it shows a bump in his back. I'm not sure if it's 2 bumps. Imagine if he lost one of his wings. Won't be able to fly anymore. That'd be kind of crazy. Again, though, I really hope 300 goes back to the hospital. I'm very split on the fact we got this chapter. I lean toward liking it, though. It just feels like it's such an odd time to show his backstory, yet it also works, and it was really well done. Again, I thought this scene where the mom buys him the cheaper Endeavor plush because All Might's too expensive. I thought that was just cute. I like how that's kind of how it starts, and she says to be strong like him. I don't know, like it works so well. Like, wow. Okay. I think this chapter is gonna grow on me as time goes on. Just in the moment, I was really hoping to get more Deku and the students update. So I'm a little bit salty that we didn't get that. But this chapter was so good. I think it's gonna grow on me as time goes on. But yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed. This is a very interesting turn from the setting we were at, but I kind of like it. It was a really interesting backstory. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, this has been Mighty Gazelle, hoping you all have a mighty day. See you guys.